Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. With that, we now move on to the CEO view of CX. What customer experience professionals must do to be relevant to the C-suite. And it's an honor and pleasure to welcome and introduce Rajesh Ramakrishnan, Managing Director, Perfetti Van Melle, India. Rajesh, over to you.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, ET, for having me in this session. A very good afternoon to everybody. What I thought I'll speak about in the next 15 minutes is give my perspective on how I see customer experience from a CEO's perspective. Just set some reality check in terms of what's happening around us today in this space. I've created a sort of a framework which helps us operationalize and navigate through customer experience. And then I'll really wrap it up with a couple of examples of a generic example and some specific examples to the FMCG category. So that's how I've structured it. I'm sure these are common scenes that many of us can relate to, right? So whenever we talk about customer experience, there is a complicated algorithm that pops up in terms of how do we calculate and measure customer experience. We also end up very often bombarding customers with multiple questions and really trouble them to get some response from them. And we all know how dissatisfied consumers or customers can really go all out and pull down the company in many ways. So these are all situations that we can relate to. And if I were to do a bit of a reality check on where things stand, I think today customers and consumers are more demanding and they are more discerning and less forgiving at some fundamental level. Also, they have a lot more options available with them today, right? Therefore, the competition is intense. Social media, of course, makes everything very, very real time. So if we all know of so many cases where somebody is unhappy with a product or a service, all you need to do is put it on Twitter or on any other form of social media, and then it immediately gets a response and things start moving, right? Very importantly, the cost of winning back a lost customer or a consumer is fairly high, right? And also, we know this, bad news travels much faster than good news, right? So these are all things which are reality today. And what it does is it actually stacks up things certainly against manufacturers and product and service providers. And therefore, it becomes very important for us to navigate through this in a more mindful manner. So if I were to look at it from a very holistic perspective, some principles to keep in mind when we talk about providing good customer experience, I think the most important thing is how do we humanize it? Let's not forget, end of the day, the customer or a consumer is a human being first and foremost. So therefore, even though there is technology that is there to help us do this much better, the important thing is how do we humanize customer experiences? The second is, to the extent possible, how do we personalize them? Again, all of us are individuals with our own needs and wants. We would like to feel important. We would like to feel special. So how can we personalize customer experiences to a large extent? And last but not the least, synergy. What do I mean by that? There are different functions in the organization. So when we provide customer experiences, how do we bring this all together in a holistic manner, right? So that one function talks to the other and we are able to provide a synergistic experience to the consumer. So these are some principles to keep in mind. And with that, what I have attempted to do is to create a sort of a framework in order to operationalize customer experience, what I call the H way to superior customer experience. So what is H? E is about executional excellence to the last mile, because there are multiple parts to the chain of providing customer experience. And it is extremely important that we excel in each part of that chain so that the end experience is a truly superior experience. T is about, of course, technology, and technology plays a big role in how we can leverage technology. So you saw in the previous presentation where Praveen spoke about, somebody just put it on Twitter and then he had a steak delivered to him at the airport, right? So technology certainly can be leveraged to provide superior customer experience. Another important thing is it's not a one-off thing. Consistent experience over time is very important. it's good to provide 3 times a great experience. And if you slip the 4th time, all that the consumer remembers is that and not the 3 good experiences that they had. And the H is really about providing a holistic experience, what I was referring to in terms of synergize in the previous chart. So, it has to be an experience which is a holistic. So it is not owned by one particular function in the organization. I think it's important that all functions come together to provide that holistic experience to consumers. So this is a way of operationalizing customer experience. And in the next couple of charts, I'll just share some examples on how this can happen. I think IKEA is a great company when it comes to providing holistic customer experiences. And, I've been studying that quite a bit, and I just wanted to share a few thoughts which come from there. The first and foremost thing is they humanize the whole customer experience thing in terms of meet the customer. Their entire store is designed in that way. What is also interesting about them is when they recruit employees, one of the things that they check for is it's a values culture-based recruitment. And one thing they check is, does this person's value system have a large degree of customer orientation to it? So it starts right from that stage. Like I said, the stores are designed to allow consumers to touch and feel their products. And also what happens as a consequence is, there is no real hard sell that happens anywhere. And this really makes consumers feel really at home. Interestingly, their loyalty program actually is not called by any other name, but it's actually called IKEA Family, right? So again, the whole point is to humanize the whole thing. And the rewards, again, are not in the form of discounts, but in the form of experiences and value adds that they provide to the loyal customers. So that's, again, an interesting way to give back to customers without discounting your products. They have a mobile app called Place, which is again linking online and offline and bringing technology. So they use AR to say, okay, if a customer wants to buy a particular couch or a sofa or whatever, they are able to actually visualize it in their homes, how it will look, where it will be, so that they get a sense of the final outcome, and then they are able to make a better decision. And last but not the least, this one I found interesting. They are tied up with a platform called TaskRabbit. So, as you know, IKEA is about do-it-yourself kind of a concept. But for people who do not want to do it themselves, they can just connect with this platform and connect to freelance labor who is willing to come and install it in their homes. So that's really taking customer experience to the next level, right? So again, I thought some very, very interesting aspects of IKEA philosophy to customer experience, which are worth talking about. And really, the last chart is the way I see customer experience in the place I come from, which is the FMCG space. Now, if you look at it, customer experience here actually starts much before the experience is delivered to the customer. So one of the important things is to continuously find ways of delighting the consumer. So how does that happen? The most obvious thing, find the right insights to do with consumers. Leverage those insights, not just to understand consumer needs, but anticipate consumer needs. So let me give you an example. In the confectionery category, we have lollipops and we have chewing gums. But when you get a deep understanding of the consumer, what we understood was that we could delight the consumer by providing a gum-filled lollipop. So that as you suck on the lollipop, the chewing gum is actually inside the lollipop. So that's now a delight to the consumer, which they couldn't even think of, right? So that is what I mean by anticipating consumer needs and giving differentiated products to give them a superior customer experience. The second piece is around all products and services is about simplifying their lives, right? So Maggi noodles, I think, is a great example of how wherever you are, in 2 minutes, you can get something which is tasty, now supposedly healthy in some ways, and so convenient to make and have. So that, in a way, is a good example of how you can simplify lives and therefore provide superior customer experiences. And the other piece is, of course, making the product available everywhere. So, for example, I went on a trek to the Everest Base Camp, and the 3 products that I saw right all the way up to the base camp were Center Fruit chewing gum, Kurkure, and Maggi. So really making it available at arm's reach is another great way to provide customer experience. And the last one, the role of brands is really about providing meaningful engagement to the consumer. It could be either in the form of entertaining through their creatives and the engagement. Good examples are Kurkure, Center Fruit, which is all about fun and said in a very interesting and entertaining manner. It could be about educating, like in the case of brands like Colgate, which educates on oral hygiene, or Dettol on personal hygiene. It's about empowerment. Brands like Dove do it beautifully, where it's talking about inner beauty and really empowering people who use the products. And at a very ultimate level, it's also about inspiring, like what, say, Nike does it in terms of saying just do it and asking you to explore and really discover things for yourselves, or indeed the way Red Bull would do it by giving you wings to literally fly and do things which you thought was not possible. So these are some examples of how you could do customer experience in the FMCG space. And I would really like to end by saying that it's easier to love a brand when the brand loves you back, right? And how does the brand love you back? When it provides superior customer experience to you, and then you in turn start loving the brand, and there is a virtual cycle that starts getting developed. Thank you very much for your patience. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Rajesh, for those wonderful insights on behalf of Perfetti.